Hey guys, what's going on? Wyatt here from Drip Apps, and today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Now, we have a few Facebook groups between Drip Apps products and masterminds, and I looked through them and I started to notice a pattern. Most of the questions that were coming through these Facebook groups were related to private blog networks. And that's no surprise. Obviously, PBNs can be a bit confusing and there are a lot of details and you have to do a lot of things right. So I decided that I would take the most popular questions from all of these Facebook groups and answer them for you right here. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to cover every detail related to private blog networks, but these are some very important questions and these answers can really help you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. So this is definitely one of the most popular questions that we get asked. How niche specific do your PBNs really have to be in order for you to be safe? Now, a lot of people really confuse this. They think, I have to have niche relevant PBNs and they have to be exactly the same, right? If my money site has to do with sewing, then my PBNs better have to do with sewing also, right? And that's just not the way it has to be. Our PBNs can be a lot more general than our actual money sites. So if you did have a website about sewing, for example, your PBNs could be related to hobbies, sewing if you could find any, really just arts and crafts, anything that has to do with the general category. Now, here's the thing. When you do build PBNs, even if they're not related, you're still gonna notice results. The results might not just be, as great. And on top of that, you might get yourself in trouble. You might get penalized. And if there's a manual review, of course, it's probably not going to pass. But does it look natural for an arts and crafts website to be linking to a sewing site? Yeah, it does. But does it look natural for 10 websites all about sewing to be linking to a sewing website? Maybe 100? Probably not, right? We want to mix it up, make it look natural. That's why it's better to have more generic PBNs. On top of that, you can use these more generic PBNs to link to more money sites. Since they're more generic, it's going to make sense. You're going to be able to link them to a bunch of sites that are similar but not the same. Content, PBN content. It's one of the most controversial topics when it comes to creating private blog networks. Coming up with original content for all your different PBN sites, well, it can add up, right? It can become a lot of content, but you really have to be careful. It's important to use original content when you're first setting up your PBN sites. After you build them up a little bit and maybe you've had them around with the same content, original content for a while, you can start to syndicate content from authority sites just to add to your site. But really I would mix and match. I wouldn't probably do just syndicated content. So when you're just starting out with your PBN sites, you're setting them up for the first time, again, I would stick with original content just to be on the safe side. Why am I not getting any results? I've been building PBN links. My site isn't moving. It's stuck on page 2. Yeah, it's a pretty common scenario. Here's the thing. If you don't have the correct on-page optimization, you're probably not going to be able to budge. Go back to the core of things. Go back to the basics. Look at your on-page optimization and make sure it's perfect. Make sure you're not over-optimized. Sometimes just a few changes to your on-page optimization can make the difference and you'll shoot up to page 1. On top of that, you can try to throw in some other types of links like social links. Those can always help. Well, you're screwed. I'm just kidding. If your PBN is hosted on a blacklisted IP, all you want to do is ask your host if you can have your IP address changed. If not, it's time to move hosts. You don't want to stay around on a blacklisted IP. It's only going to cause problems. PBNs are expensive. Trust me, I get it. You want to be able to maximize your results from the amount of PBNs that you have. So how do you go about splitting them up and using them for your various clients? Well, simple answer, you really shouldn't. You shouldn't overlap PBNs. That's a huge footprint. It's only going to get you in trouble, get your clients in trouble. Obviously, we don't want that. Now, the cheap, risky solution is to have a lot of outbound links on your PBN site. So you're linking to lots and lots of sites off of your PBN. That way, you don't just have 2 links going to 2 different money sites. It's a very obvious footprint and you're gonna get caught. If you have a lot of outbound links, it may reduce the link juice and the power, but it may keep you more safe. Of course, the best thing you can do is just not overlap your PBNs, have different PBNs for your clients and use them appropriately. When you're first setting up your PBN sites, you want to be careful, and usually we don't link to our money sites right away, unless of course we're in a hurry to get ranked. Now, usually we'll want to put some kind of content on the PBN sites, even if it's just a few articles, maybe build out a couple pages on our PBN site before we ever build those first links. Now, we're also going to probably throw in a few outbound links to authority sites before we officially link to our first money site. So to answer the question, put some content on the site, build out some pages before linking to your money site from your PBN. All right, so let's talk a little bit about foreign SEO. If you're trying to rank in German Google or French Google, google.de in this case, you don't need all of your PBN hosts specifically in that country. You don't need all of your PBN hosts in Germany. You just want worldwide hosting for your PBNs all over the world. Your IPs are spread out. If you have all of your PBN hosts right in the United States, well, that's gonna cause, some kind of red flag there for Google. Now let's also talk about your money site, the extension, the domain name extension. In order to be able to rank in German Google, you're probably going to want a .de extension. Otherwise, it's gonna be pretty hard to rank. You either need a Europe extension or preferably, again, a .de, the specific extension for that country. So you should always be using different WordPress themes, right? Mix it up. Don't use the same WordPress theme for all of your PBN sites. Now, WordPress makes it so that you can customize any theme and be able to show the full post right on the homepage, which is perfect for your PBN sites. So what I'll do is leave the link below this video for that support article where you can go ahead and just go into settings in WordPress and enable full post so that it shows the entire thing right on your homepage. I saved this question for last because it's a really, really important question. A lot of people lately have been asking, what kind of links can I build to my PBNs? Should I build links to my private blog network sites? Well, let me lay out a little scenario for you here. You're picking up these expired age domains that already have pre-existing trust authority. They already have links and they've been around probably for a few years. If all of a sudden you pick up this new domain and you just start throwing lots of links at it, that's not going to look natural, right? It's had these same links for so many years, and that's the authority you're using when you link to your money site. You really don't have to touch your PBN sites with links. That's only going to cause flags to go up. If you are going to build links to your PBNs though, just build a few social signals here and there, drip them out, but nothing crazy. Don't build a lot of links to your PBNs. Don't worry about boosting your PBNs because they're already boosted. That's what a PBN is, right? You're picking up an expired domain that already has authority built up. I hope you guys enjoyed those questions and answers. Hopefully you learned a few things here and there. I know a lot of these questions probably the same questions that you have, so I wanted to answer them to the best of my ability. Now, make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions at all, or if you just want to tell me, thanks, you're awesome, or anything in between. Also, make sure to get on the Drip Apps list to receive more emails and more content just like this. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, Meerkat, all of the social media networks. That way we can connect with you and deliver more awesome content right to you.